what would your questions be to Amy that like only Amy would know?
Hilarious. I know the first one. The first one will be, what's the code to the back gate?
Okay. Is that euphemism?
Oh, Fraser.
Sorry.
That's fantastic. That was quick, that, mate. I like that. To
sorry.
confirm for the audience, there is no code for that back gate. That gate is locked, sealed. It's welded shut, that one, mate. Welcome to the Fit Dads Podcast. My name is Ryan Dutton and I'm joined by Brad Thompson. We have no premise today, guys. We're just going to talk off the top of the head. We're going to bring a little bit of structure. We've got some health and fitness facts of the week. I'm hoping you've got some dad jokes.
Always. On up the sleeve at all times.
Absolutely. And I've got a few little topics that I want to discuss and bring to the table, but we don't really do much of this, do we? Just talking about things that are on our mind, things we've been up to. We've had a lot of guests on recently, so it'd be nice just to kind of connect with our audience a little bit more, tell you what we've been up to, share some thoughts that have been in our minds about certain things, and just have a bit of a chinwag, mate.
It'd be nice. What have you
been up to? What's been going on?
What have I been up to? Had a busy weekend, didn't we?
We did.
Ended up climbing
Helvellyn
up in the lakes, so that was quite nice.
If you know anything about Helvellyn, you'll know there's a few different ways you can get up. We went the scenic route, to say the least.
Yep. So
we went with an official mountain goat by the name of Luke Horton. If you're from the Sheffield area, you may know Luke. He's been in our podcast before. He's a very prominent artist and a lot of murals around the city for Chef Wednesday, Chef United. And he's a very keen hiker, so he took us over in his lovely little camper van. He's converted a Ford Transit, I think, hasn't he, into a camper van, and he's got a little kitchen in the back, made you a brew before you went.
Great setup.
Got your little flask on the go.
I can't believe you didn't bow to the peer pressure of just having one hot drink in your life.
Well, yeah, I mean, you guys are very surprised at this. Luke definitely was, but I'm not sure if the audience know. I've never, ever in my life had a cup of tea, which I feel, as an Englishman, it's like sacrilege, really. Yeah. But it purely is based on the fact that I don't like coffee. That's where it started from. I think my dad's morning coffee breath put me off that from a very early age. And I just associate coffee and tea as like the same thing. It's just like a bit like dull water. It's like a dull Herby water, and it doesn't appeal to me at all.
Dull Herby water.
Yeah, that's how I describe tea.
You've just offended like England, Turkey, like India, just anywhere.
I'm sorry. That is my thoughts and opinions on tea.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're drinking Monster every day, it's kind of hard to compete. I'll be honest with you.
I thought Luke's reaction were pretty good. It were like when you tell someone how much something is, and they go, "Oh, how much?" He literally looked at you like, "You are."
You've never.
What are you on about?
So many people have that reaction. I'm just not a fan of tea. No, I've had a sip of it like a few times. Just think, when you just think, have my taste buds matured? But no, never had a full cup of tea. Just doesn't interest me. I've actually had, and this is hand on heart as well, I've never actually even tasted coffee.
No.
It's just the smell alone that puts me off. And people go, "Whoa, that's the best bit. The smell's the best bit."
No, it's the best bit.
It's the worst bit. Amy's been having these iced coffees recently.
Yeah.
And I walk into the kitchen and the smell, it's enough to make my stomach churn.
I think you're missing out.
I'm happy with Monster, mate. I'll be honest with you. I'm so happy with Monster.
It was a pretty good picture, to be fair, to see, like, he took the Monster in the foreground and then top of Helvellyn.
Yeah.
That was a pretty sick picture. Yeah.
What I said to you, I think if we're going to get a Monster sponsorship, this is as close as we're going to come.
Close as we're going to get, yeah.
Getting a snap up top of Helvellyn. But I also followed up by saying I'm sure their athletes have done much wilder things than go up Striding Edge. And if you don't know about Helvellyn, Striding Edge is the scenic route. It's essentially like a knife's edge, isn't it? Yeah. Like, it's really, imagine like you see these. I mean, if you look on the Fit Dad's Instagram, you'll see the picture of us there, and the second video in is us on the ridge, and it's a huge ridge that goes along, and then you've got basically a sheer wall to climb up, and you can go at less scenic routes, but he was adamant he wanted to take us up that way. And I'm not sure if you noticed, mate, but there was a lot of different abilities of people going up there.
I thought this.
Even an older bloke who had like walking sticks, and he must have been easily in his 70s, that bloke.
I mean, respectively, well, on his way down, there was a mountain rescue team go up, so I did start to panic. Like, your brain goes places and you think, "Oh God, I hope everything's all right." But Yeah, you just never know.
As we sat in the pub afterwards, as we were walking back, we saw 3 mountain rescue defenders go up. And then as we sat in the pub, we saw an air ambulance go over the top. So someone had obviously had an accident. Whether it was on Striding Edge, I don't know. But someone had an accident up there. But you can see how easy it is to be done. Like one wrong foot, one wrong bit of balance, and you are literally tumbling almost to your death.
£5,000 a pop as well, that
is it.
Air ambulance. Yeah.
Do you have to pay for it?
No, I think it's just every time it's deployed. I think it costs the mountain rescue team like £5,000.
Okay. Well, I mean, if I was on death's door, I'd want them dishing out £5,000.
Shit. Like, just come and save me.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as they ain't costing me, I'm all right.
No, we mentioned him before we started recording, but Davey Burks has been in 2 of them, both on TV.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
isn't it?
I remember him saying that. Yeah, which is pretty graphic. So,
do you want a health and fitness fact of the week?
Hit me. Let's do it.
I thought this one was quite good. It's called The Weekend Warrior.
Okay.
And it's new research that has come out that suggests that if you cram all your week's worth of exercise into 1 or 2 days, it has the same cardiovascular benefits as if you were to spread it out over 7 days.
Okay. So what we're talking, so if you did, into how many days? Into 1 day?
1 or 2 days.
So if you train for 6 hours a week and you just go out on a Saturday and just condense it all into 6 hours.
That's what it's saying.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a good effort. And that's just cardio benefits.
That's just cardiovascular benefits in terms of decreasing your cardiovascular risk. Now, it's not saying that that's going to be exactly the same as improving your cardiovascular system.
Yeah.
But it's saying from a health point of view, bringing like your cardiovascular risk down. That is exactly the same. Yeah.
Which is quite interesting because it links in quite nicely, I suppose, to us like going up Helvellyn. Because you think if people just do that once a week, the cardio benefits of that are huge. Even if you don't do anything else in week.
Yeah. I mean, it was taxing.
Really,
we felt it on the joints, we felt it on the bones.
I'm fucked today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's come in talking about how bad his back's been. He's pulled his back over the weekend.
I've never felt more middle-aged. I pulled my back reaching for my glass on floor. I was sat, T's on knees.
You don't get that pre-30, do you?
No, you don't. But yeah, I'm just sad about it. Like, it was just so out of nowhere. And I'm like, oh God.
But it just shows you how good of an impact that kind of stuff has. So we were out there for 5.5 hours.
Yep.
If you do that once a week, they're saying from a health point of view, the benefits are as good as if you were to do like an hour a day, every day for 5 days. Now, it depends what you do in those different sessions. I mean, if you're limited in terms of 5 hours of exercise as to what you can do, whereas if you can have a pretty intense hour session once a day, every day for 5 days, and the quality of that 5 hours of training spread over 5 days would be better. But if you were to condense that 5 hard hours of training into 5 hours consecutively, that's quite tricky, isn't it? Because you're not going to get the same benefit in terms of being able to push yourself, because by that 4th, 5th hour, you're going to be really taking a hit. Fueling yourself is going to be difficult as well.
True.
But I don't think they're talking from a performance point of view. They're talking from a health, cardiovascular point of view. Yeah.
What was this called? The Weekend Warrior?
It's called the Weekend Warrior.
Yeah, because notoriously that's like the other way around, isn't it? Where like you might train Monday through to Friday and then just,
sack it off.
Yeah, sack it off at a weekend. So this is just like inverted if you end up doing that on that's quite reassuring for people as well, because I think I saw a stat as well. I'm sorry to hijack your health and fitness fact.
No, go on.
Which were like the way you can maintain your muscle mass is I think it's only 7 minutes worth of exercise a week to maintain your strength.
Okay.
I think it's per muscle group though. So if you do like 7 minutes worth of compound lifts and they're intense, you're probably going to keep hold of whatever strength you've got. So it takes staggeringly little to sort of maintain your strength, but relating that to a cardio aspect is quite interesting actually. I like that.
I've got something else here, but I'm just going to do a little bit of digging on this one.
Okay. Whilst you're digging, don't want me to hit you with a dad joke?
Hit me with a dad joke.
Okay. So the dad joke this week, mate, is what did the melon say when he noticed his grass was dry?
What did the melon say when he thought his grass was dry?
I'm laughing already.
can't link the two. Sorry.
Nah.
Go on.
Guess it's time to watermelon.
I like it. Watermelon.
Watermelon.
Good one, that one. Good one.
Yeah,
Like it.
I like them, mate. I've had some shockers recently, so that's it's a nice one. It's a nice one. For the sake of listener, Ryan, what are we looking up at the moment?
So, this is the title. Daily habits impact aging. Forever chemicals, also known as PFAS, found in common household items and food packaging, are linked to faster biological aging. Now, I didn't know what PFAS chemicals were, but I've had a little Google here, and they are synthetic compounds. It basically stands for. This is very strange. PFAS stands for per and polyfluoroalkyl substances. Just double check that, because that's, my pronunciation and stuff. The top line.
Where's this one? PFAS, that's easy bit, stands for per minus and polyfluoroalkyl substances.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff on it.
That is quite hard, that.
Essentially, what they are is a large group of man-made chemicals used since the mid-20th century. They are synthetic compounds made by linking carbon and fluoride atoms. That bond is extremely strong, which makes these chemicals resistant to heat, resistant to water and oil, very slow to break down. Because they don't degrade easily, PFAS are often called forever chemicals, and they're found in lots of different things. Non-stick cutware, like Tefal pans.
Okay.
Water-repellent clothing and outdoor gear, food packaging, like grease-resistant papers, microwave popcorn bags, stain-resistant carpets and furniture, firefighting foams. All these things have these chemicals in them. And I use so many of those. Like, I use Tefal pans. I use,
Don't you stainless steel?
We have got a stainless steel one, and we've got a Tefal one.
Okay.
The Tefal one's easier to clean, so we generally tend to use that more.
They are, yeah.
Grease-proof paper.
Yeah.
I use that. I'd say.
These have all got them PC.
I'd say I probably use that 5 days a week when I cook things in the air fryer. Yeah, it's really got me thinking this, but this is really contributing apparently to increased aging.
Yeah.
Why are people concerned? PFAS can build up over time in the environment and in human bodies. Researchers linked certain PFAS to potential health risks such as increased cholesterol level, immune system effects, hormone disruption, high risk of some cancers, and obviously the anti-aging. How are people exposed? Drinking contaminated water, eating food exposed to PFAS, using products that contain them. In short, PFAS are useful industrial chemicals that become widespread because of their durability, but that same durability makes them long-term environmental and health concerns.
I can't believe when these things get manufactured that this is not stressed more.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
What actually happens to us who are using them, and then how are we going to get rid of these?
It's almost like the studies they do are like, is it going to kill us right now? No. Great, put it on the shelves.
Yeah.
Is it going to kill us in the next year or so? No. Is it going to 10, 20, 30, 40 years down the line be quite detrimental? Possibly, probably, yeah.
But we'll have made us money by then, lads.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be millionaires by then. We'll be out of the industry. That's for the next CEO to worry about.
Do you know what gets me, right? I love going to tip. I love going to tip. Like, Amy will be like, why are you so obsessed with tip? I really enjoy it.
It's cleansing, isn't it?
It's really
therapeutic.
cleansing. But the bit that breaks my heart is like the general waste. Or like the non-recyclable, whatever it is. Like, oh my God, the shit that you see in there is unbelievable.
Going to the tip reminds you, I mean, when you put your bin out, you have no sense of like where that goes, what happens. When you go to the tip and you see that huge queue of cars, everyone's cars are jam-packed full of stuff, and it's all being emptied, put into the skip, and it's just non-stop, all day, every day, 7 days a week, or however long the tip's open for. That's happening. And you get a real sense of, wow, like the amount of waste. Someone told me that there's, I'll have to look this up in a second, but a lot of the waste goes to either landfill or recyclables, or it gets incinerated, right? when it's incinerated, it releases things into the atmosphere which aren't very good. Recycling is very hard to do because I've heard that even when you recycle stuff, so the plastics, for example, when you put it into the plastic bin, even if there's any sign of organic material on these items, they just throw the whole bag away. So I basically use like the shopping bags as my recycling. So the 30p bags, we just fill those with plastic stuff. But someone told me that, and I just put, like, if it's got a little bit of food in there, it's okay, it'll be fine, it'll get washed out, whatever. But apparently it doesn't. Apparently it just gets, if that bag has got any sign of organic material in, they just throw the whole thing away. So it did make me feel a bit bad about, how much of that recycling stuff are we actually using?
That's the bit that does me. It's like I said, it's the non-recyclable stuff. Like when you put wood in a tip or cardboard or scrap metal, there's a bit of me that like I'm a bit proud of that. I'm like, I know that's going to get repurposed, but the general waste stuff, I've just searched it now, and I hate stats like this, but the UK produces over 27 million tons of waste annually, which is again, I hate stats like that. That doesn't make any sense, but averaging nearly 1 ton per home.
1 ton per home
every year.
Every year.
Every year with only. Wow. This is bit that upsets me. 45% of that is recycled. That's it.
Wow. So over half a ton of recycled stuff basically every year.
Yeah, but also a half a ton of non-recyclable stuff that just ends up in landfill.
Well, some of it gets put in landfill, like I said, some of it gets incinerated. Do you know where, and I was thinking this in the UK, like, where are we putting this landfill stuff? Because surely there's only so many sites you
Barnsley.
can put this. Rotherham. There's only so many places you can put it, and you obviously can't build on top of it. It's going to decompose. There's a lot of gases around it. The local areas might suffer.
Yeah.
Will the microplastics in that get into the water sources and stuff like that? Probably. So how are we vetting where these landfills are, especially in the UK? And then one of my clients told me that a lot of countries export it to other countries, like third world countries,
Wow.
And he was telling me, I'm going to Google this in a second, but he was telling me there's a place in Africa. And I think it's like, I don't know, it's some crazy number of hectares that's just landfill. Just landfill. And people actually camp by the landfill sites and go through it and try and find stuff that's valuable.
That's pretty heartbreaking.
I'm just going to Google that now.
God, imagine being a country. I was joking when I said Barnsley being like the landfill of the UK. It's like so everyone chucks their rubbish.
You know we live quite close to Barnsley. Yeah. People are going to come for you down there.
I've got a little beef with Barnsley. I don't mind saying that. I don't mind saying that. But yeah, it's that's nuts. That is absolutely nuts.
I'm just searching now. How big is the biggest landfill site in Africa? Let's have a look. Let's get some actual facts and figures.
Let's see how it compares to how big Barnsley is. How big is...
One of the most commonly cited largest landfill sites in Africa is again, it's got a name that I'm going to butcher, the Olusosun landfill in Lagos, Nigeria. Wow. It covers about 100 acres and reportedly receives up to 10,000 tons of waste per day. 10,000 tons of waste per day.
What was that stat again? What acres?
100 acres.
How big? I need to find out this. How big is 100 acres? Right, you ready for this?
Yeah.
So it's that's quite a lot. 440,000 square meters.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And it's bigger than Barnsley.
Is it?
Bigger than Barnsley.
Wow.
Barnsley's.
I say, knock down Barnsley, just make it a landfill. We'll be the next Nigeria. We'll compete with Nigeria for the biggest one. I'm happy to sacrifice Barnsley.
Yeah, I'm trying to work it out now. So that is about, if my maths has got me right, it's basically 400 kilometres. 400 kilometres squared. Yeah. Barnsley is 330 kilometres squared.
Barnsley, I'm sorry, you have to take the hit.
That's far too close for my liking. I said that in jest, but
let's sacrifice Barnsley. We can all double our waste.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, think of the third world countries.
We're all sorted for the next decade or two. Yeah.
I'm not even sorry for anyone who lives in Barnsley. If you're offended, fine. But,
let's have a look at some other ones. There's bigger ones.
Oh.
There is a bigger one. It's one of them ones that's got like an M before it. Mbebesus. I must say, Mbabessus.
No, I just quite...
It's that one there.
You have to be careful here, mate.
That middle
Cultural appropriation. Yeah, let's go for that.
Mbabessus.
Hearing R5 pronounce stuff's one of my favourite things, by the way.
That is 115 acres.
Jesus. Okay, yeah, that's a lot.
Oh, no, sorry. My mistake. It's about 115 hectares, which is 284 acres.
Wow. About the size of
Making it
Leeds.
larger by surface area. So there's one that's actually it's almost 3 times the size of that one, actually.
That's about the same size as Leeds.
Probably, yeah.
Phil
Again, Leeds, sorry.
Phil Leeds as well.
Yeah.
Phil Leeds as well with Landfill.
100 acres is about 75 football pitches.
Wow. I mean, since we talk about waste, mate, which is the most dad chat ever, because we're going to freestyle this today, I've put up quite some debate questions.
Okay.
And one of the questions I got was about food. And it's, what vegetable would be your weapon of choice if you were fighting for your life?
This is a real curveball question, this one.
I just thought that as like waste. I'm like, that's a good point, actually. What
vegetable would I use
if you had to fight till the death with someone? What, you could choose one vegetable as a weapon? What would it be?
It has to be a vegetable, not a fruit.
Vegetable.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because I would have chosen a pineapple.
Okay.
Vegetable, though, I need something solid. I mean, a cucumber ain't going to last long, is it? No. It's hard to find vegetables that will stand the test of time, that won't actually be a hindrance rather than a help.
I think there's a really obvious one. There's a super obvious one.
Is there?
It's not radish.
I mean, can I prep the vegetables beforehand? Because I'm thinking if I get enough
That'd make it
tomatoes,
softer though, wouldn't
if
it?
I get enough tomato juice, I can just squirt them.
That's fair.
And the acidity of that might, over time, start to burn the eyes, if I can get it in the eyes. I'm thinking outside the box, mate. I'm not just thinking,
I'm thinking brute force, just blunt force trauma.
What's your obvious one?
Butternut squash. Because it goes in a bit, so it's basically got a handle.
Yeah, it has, yeah.
And it's got like a club on end, basically like a club on the top.
I mean, depends which way around you're putting it. I can think of other things a butternut squash looks like, but
yeah, I just think a butternut squash. Pumpkin, a bit too fragile for me, that.
Yeah.
There's one finishing move there, isn't there?
2 or 3 hits before it.
Bang,
Yeah.
overhead.
Yeah. I think it'd be a hindrance. I'd rather just go hand and fist.
Yeah, I mean, you could wrap your hands in pumpkins, I suppose. Just scrap pumpkin boxing gloves. But what else have we got? What other? No, mate, butternut squash all day long for me.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Butternut squash all day long.
Again, curveball. I want to redirect the chat to something that I've found and shout out another podcast, actually. Let me just get the name of it, because it has got a funny name. It's called the SkinWigs Podcast.
SkinWig?
The SkinWigs Podcast. And there's two hosts, a man and a woman. I'm not actually sure how they know each other, and I actually don't even know the names. I'm just about to search that now.
SkinWigs Podcast.
The SkinWigs Podcast. Do you want to search it? Get the have a little look. I want to give the host a shout out, because there's a really valid reason I'm bringing this up. It's actually quite cool.
How have you come across this?
Just on Instagram. Yeah, it's just the reel. That's all.
SkinWigs. The host, Sam O'Leary and Ash Tyson.
Yeah, so Ash Tyson is the girl, and her dad died recently, and he did something quite interesting before he died. I'm not sure how he died. I assume it was something that he knew about, maybe potential terminal cancer. He made her an album and a song.
Right.
Several songs on this album, and on the podcast they basically sat down, and each episode they've gone through each song and had like a little bit of feedback. Now, if you're thinking that he was a great artist with all this kind of charisma, he wasn't at all. He's got a bang average voice, quite weird and creepy. Maybe you should pull one up.
I'm going to try now. Recent posts, right? This is locked. What's this? In fact, right, let me come off Patreon. That's what I went on there.
Right.
So this is Apple Podcasts.
Don't actually open the podcast. We're not going to listen to the whole thing. Just find a clip from the song if you can. That'd be quite good.
Let me see what I can do.
If you go onto their Instagram,
yeah,
the SkinWigs Podcast Instagram, they should have one of the songs. And I'm going to do a massive spoiler there, but they listen to the whole album. And right at the end of the album, he goes, "I'll see you on the next album." and he'd made her a second one, apparently.
Wow.
That he hadn't told her about. He told her about one, he didn't say about the second one. And the lyrics are phenomenally obscure and weird, which is why I really wanted to play one, because the lyrics are just so mental. They're so mad. Have you got one?
I can't seem to find one. But
do you want me to have a look?
Final song for a daughter.
Yes, that's the one. That's
I'm gonna
turn it up and let's play it for the audience. It's quite good.
Listen to that you'd not heard until he died. We've listened to all of them together on the podcast. This is the final track on the album, Untitled in B flat major.
Right, this is the last one I'm doing of these. I hope you like it. Bing bong on me head, I'm too big for a sofa bed. I can't stop my whistling, I'm running late for the christening, and I can't dance like I could before. I got brain damage from the war. I can't control when I pull away. The kids I know are scared of me, and I feel like life is good. Especially when I've paid my rent. I kiss the creatures in the wars. With or without consent. It's time to go. I killed my dad in Tokyo. I'm haunted by his poltergeist. And late at night we 69. I came from a chicken egg. I stretched my tiny wings and said, where's my talent? Where's my beak? I don't at all have a bird's physique. I feel like life is great. Nothing can spoil it. My nephew is grossly overweight. He broke my toilet.
What's he doing?
Bing bong, it's time to fly. My underpants don't seem to dry. I put them in the microwave, but when it's on, it hurts my brain, and I feel that.
Right, 1 minute, right. Is her dad Bob Mortimer?
No.
This is the most.
How good is that? How good is that song? It's the most random, obscure. It's the voice as well, and the voice makes it 10 times funnier.
Right, my favourite 2 comments on here is somebody saying, I hate how fucking good this is. Yeah. And the second one, which I really enjoy, is genuinely could be a Lily Allen record.
Yeah, it could. Yeah. It's very Lily Allen-esque, isn't it?
That's ridiculous.
The one about his nephew being overweight. Oh, classic.
Yeah, I mean...
and kissing animals with or without consent. It's a brilliant song. Absolutely fantastic.
I mean, do you know what, right? I didn't know where you were going to go with that, Ryan, when you first started telling me that.
Well, just obviously when I see clips from other podcasts now, knowing that we've got a podcast, I'm like, I know how hard it is to kind of come up with ideas and topics and keep it actually quite original and fresh. And when I come across something like that, I'm like, this is so good. They've had this thing where, and the fact that she's willing to share it as well. And I don't think she's heard the songs before they're played. So she's obviously given the co-host these songs and said, look, over the next few episodes, let's just play them one by one. We'll get a real-time reaction to them. And her dad's obviously a bit of a joker. Yeah. He's obviously he knows what he's doing as well when it comes to music creation and writing and structuring a song and making it funny. It's they're hilarious. The lyrics are absolutely brilliant. And just for podcast listening, I think it's so good. So I appreciate stuff like that.
Firstly, for me, obviously, it's a very, very brave thing to sort of be probably as vulnerable and as what Ash has been here. So, secondly, obviously, condolences, because it is, as someone who has lost their dad, it is crap. Yeah. It's horrendous. But have I ever told you about my uncle's funeral?
No.
So, my uncle Andy, anyone who knew him in our family, he was just so boisterous, and he used to just tell me jokes all the time like that, just silly jokes, or he'd lead on with a story and then it could be a silly punchline. And he was just brilliant, and his funeral was the funniest funeral that I've ever been to. And his son stood up and he just told stories, and some stuff were just it were hilarious.
Had you stitches?
Yeah. And I'm like, you sort of felt a bit guilty because you're like, why am I laughing at somebody's funeral? And it makes you realise that that we're in. That's it, it's a good funeral when you think, oh, they'd have loved this.
Yeah, that's it.
He'd have found it hilarious.
But you've got to be true to the person, right?
Yeah.
And if they were a jokey, ridiculous kind of person, like obviously Ash's dad is as well, he would want this to be shared. He'd want his memory to live on in a funny, ridiculous sense. And that even now, like, I want to listen to that song again. I'm not going to lie. The lyrics in it are genius.
It's now on Spotify, Untitled in B flat major.
Yeah, that's
it's
it.
actually on Spotify.
Yeah, it's on
You can listen to it.
You
Yeah,
can. Yeah, I saw that.
I mean, it is. That's crazy, man.
And he sings everything like one tone, B flat major, apparently. Yeah, I'd love to listen to that.
Yeah. Do you know what? I've got this huge. We've never had a comedian, have we?
We've not. No.
I reckon some guests would call themselves comedians, but
Yeah, Brad.
not a very good one. That genuinely sounds like the most terrifying thing ever. By the way, doing stand up.
Do you know what I'd love to do? I've got some stories.
I think you're too good looking for stand up. I think it's about Joel Dommett.
You think so?
Yeah, I think he's funny, Joel Dommett, but he's too handsome to be really
I'm not
funny.
sure you're looking at me right here, but I think it's funny, isn't it? I think stand-up is one of those things where you've got to take a really funny look at the world. You've got to look at the world through a very unique lens, and you've got to be naturally funny. I don't think I'm naturally funny, but I think I've got some good stories from my life that make good like bits and good like would make good jokes. And when I've told these stories before, it's had people like, number one, that can't be a true story. These are things that I can't share on the podcast, but I'm really sorry. Like, they're things from my past.
That was my next question. I'm like,
these are things from my past that are just, they're a bit too close to the border. Maybe one day, who knows, maybe one day.
Who knows?
I'll share them.
Maybe if we start drinking again.
What, on the pod?
On the pod, yeah, we'll just be like, go on, Ryan.
If I have a drink on the pod, maybe I will share them one day.
All right. But yeah, it does. Have you ever, there was Bradley Cooper produced this film recently about comedy, and I can't remember, I think it's called Is This Thing On? Is This Thing On? Yeah, so it's called Is This Thing On? And Bradley Cooper produced it, and it's about the life of John Bishop.
John Bishop?
The Scouse comedian.
Oh, really?
So it's inspired by his life, which is nuts, by the way. Do you know his story, John Bishop?
Do I know John Bishop's story? Maybe. I've listened to a lot of podcasts by John Bishop. I feel like I do know this. Remind me.
So John Bishop used to be like some marketing director for this big drugs company. I think, or this big pharmacy.
Okay.
And he was traveling all over the place, and basically, I think he had got 3 kids, 3 boys, and he split up from his wife, but he weren't coping very well, so he went and did stand up for like 2 years, and everybody found him hilarious because he just told stories about like, this is my life, you know, and I think he was balancing work and stand up, and then he transitioned out of his job into doing stand up. Massive risk. And then his wife, his ex-wife, came to one of his shows. He didn't know, and he was telling stories about her. He's like, oh shit. And then they sort of reconnected after that.
Wow.
And they're back together.
Oh, wow.
So they had like a 2-year break, and then they got back together.
Wow.
And the film is about this, but like they've Americanized it. And the main character, Will Arnett, you might recognise him actually. I'll spin it around just for you. But this is Will Arnett. Right, so he plays the John Bishop character.
Oh, he's got a bit of John Bishop, like a good-looking John Bishop.
Yeah.
No offence, John Bishop.
John Bishop, yeah, he is gorgeous, to be fair, John Bishop. But yeah, he's but Will Arnett, like, Bradley Cooper found this script, and he's like, right, John Bishop's writing this script. I really love it. Like, can we do something? So they basically cast Will Arnett, and he told Will Arnett, in order to do this properly, this stand-up routine, you're gonna have to do stand-up.
Oh wow!
As an actor, and Will Arnett's like, I was shitting myself. He's like, it's the most terrifying thing, because they wanted it. If ever you see it, Ryan, it's amazing because it's very authentic, because it is real. Like he just got on stage and he's like, hi everyone, I'm Will Arnett. No one knew who Will Arnett was, so they just thought it was. But he's actually just introduced himself, and he did a stand-up routine.
Was he not a famous actor at the time?
Yeah, he were, but he's not the most, you know.
Well,
he's not like Bradley Cooper famous.
Yeah,
but yeah, like it's an amazing movie. But like, yeah, I can't think of anything more terrifying.
Yeah.
And apparently, Will Arnett's like, do I have to do this? Like, it's like, can we not just have canned laughter? He's like, no, it won't be authentic. It won't be real.
Wow.
So he literally, just
made. He must have bombed a few times on stage.
1,000,000%. Yeah. I think Bradley Cooper were on Joe Rogan, and they were talking about it, like how it was made. And it's unbelievable.
I'm surprised I've not seen that one, because I listened to most of the Joe Rogan ones, but just watching or hearing Joe talk about the first few years of stand-up and how it is the most terrifying thing, because you get into stand-up maybe because you're naturally quite funny and you can get laughs out of people, but when you start doing it as a bit of not a career, but a hobby, it becomes like almost forced a little bit. When you're in social situations, you know how to kind of work a small crowd. When you've got people paying money sitting there and going, make me laugh funny, man.
Yeah.
The pressure's suddenly on all of a sudden. Where there's not pressure in a social situation, is there?
No.
And he says for the first 3-4 years, you're going to be dog shit.
Yeah.
He goes, even until a decade in, you're not really going to be massively any good. You're going to have more, good nights than bad nights after 4 or 5 years. But you're still not going to be like world beater. He says it takes a decade. But there's a part of my brain that is drawn to stuff like that. I love stuff like that, where you're like, you're not going to be instantly good. And it reminds me of exercise and training, what we do. When I was 12 years old, when I first picked up the first weight, and I saw some of these guys on the front covers of magazines and things like that, I knew that this was going to be a lifelong passion of mine and something I was going to dedicate my whole life to. I was like, if it takes me decades, 30, 40, 50 years, I'll do it. Fuck it. Do you know what I mean? I want to look a certain way. I want to perform a certain way. And that really is endearing for me when I see stand-up and I go, oh, you've got to really dig in and you have to work hard.
Have you seen the snobbery about stand-ups compared to people who make it famous on like TikTok and that sort of stuff, or social media?
No.
I listened to an interview the other day with a guy called, what's his name? Oh, it's going to really annoy me now. He was on Russell Howard, and his name was, is it Cody? Cody, let me have a look. Cody Darla. Have you heard of Cody Darla before?
No, never.
He is like a political comedian.
Okay.
And he's hilarious. But he starts off his clips by saying like, do you want to talk about reform with your family, but you don't want to sound like a thicky dum-dum? So his clips are really like captivating.
Is he English?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he's, I think he grew up in Cyprus, but he's amazing. And I'm trying to think where we're going with this now. But yeah, Cody Darla was sort of talking about like the snobbery between comedians being like, well, you've got to, put the hours in and you've got to, stand on stage and bomb. Whereas Cody Darla's just done it on TikTok. Yeah, he's just been like, yeah, I'm going to get...
He's been talking to his phone,
spiraled, snowballed. And now he's this big time comedian, but
it's funny when
brilliant.
But you can do it on social media now. You can literally talk into your phone, tell some jokes, and you get an instant reaction as to whether that's funny or not based on likes, views, comments. And the comments are amazing because they'll tell you like you're hilarious. Some will tell you you're not very funny at all, and they're quite brutally honest in a weird way. Do you know what I mean? I
think a lot of it's delivery as well. Like he'll not expect the shout out, but if he listens, we've got a family friend called Chris, and Chris is the funniest man that I've ever met. All right, he's got funny bones, but he's a really like caring, sweet man. But God, just like some of the stories he tells and energy he brings, I love being around him because he's just. Have you got anyone like that in your family who are just like they've got this magnetism to them where you want them around because they're just hilarious?
Yeah, my little brother's a little bit like that. He can be really funny. He's just got some good stories and he's good energy. I like that about him.
One of my favourite comedians, just before we shelve the comedian chat, is Tim Vine. Which will not shock you. Have you heard of Tim Vine before?
No.
Specialises in one-liners.
Okay.
All right.
Was it you were talking the one-liners?
Lots of jokes, yeah. I went to the doctors. I said, I've got a heart complaint. He said, murmur. I said, I've got a heart complaint.
I didn't hear that.
It says, I can't even repeat it. He's like, I might have to take it back.
Robin Hood came back to me. He said, no, I said to Robin Hood, that was it, yeah. I said, where do you keep your arrows? He said, in a quiver. I said, where do you keep your arrows?
Start shaking. He's just like, just silly jokes, just silly like one-liners.
Yeah.
And I just think you can get like, I mean, he used to hold world record for most jokes told in an hour.
Did he? Is that what you
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and he just pelted them out. Just
Really?
constant.
One after one. Yeah. I'm fascinated by people's brains like that. I'll be honest, I don't find the one-liners as funny.
No.
No.
All right.
I much prefer like a story.
Misdirection. Yeah, I like a good misdirection story.
Yeah, when like someone has a special, right, a comedy special, and you watch it, you sit down, and they'll start with a premise of something, and they'll keep bringing that premise back up later in other jokes, and it's all intertwined. And I've watched so many good comedians like Ramesh Ranganathan does it really well. When I've seen him live, he'll talk about something, and they'll just keep bringing that thing back into other parts of the.
Keep jabbing on it.
Yeah, it'll get funnier the more he keeps bringing it back, and the way they structure these things and remember it all as well, like it's phenomenally impressive. They've got great minds. these comedians. They're all super intelligent people as well, because to make someone laugh and to have confidence that you can make someone laugh is a great skill. It really is.
I do love it. And there was one more thing I wanted to bring up on that, mate, which was, where is it gone? Sorry, mate, I've just lost that now. Might have to come back to that.
One of the greatest comedy stories of all time is a guy called Bert Kreischer. Have you heard of Bert Kreischer?
No.
Bert Kreischer is an American comedian. And he has this joke, and I'm going to try not to ruin it, because I'm going to recommend to all the listeners right now, if you can do one thing, I'm happy for you to pause our podcast. Go and type in Bert Kreischer Russian Mafia joke.
Okay.
And he has this joke about how when he was at high school, they went on a trip to Russia, and they were on a train going from one place to another place, and he was going through the carriages, and he suddenly just goes into like first class, and it's a carriage full of the mafia, and they take him in. I think maybe he was in college actually, because I think he was drinking, and he just starts drinking with the Russian mafia, and he gets nicknamed the Machine. In fact, if you're going to type anything, type in the Machine story. I think it's called the Machine. I'm not actually sure. Just type it. How long is that bit? Just type it in, because I wonder if we could play it or not, because it is. I think it is quite long.
What's his name again?
Bert Kreischer. Kreischer.
I've pulled it. I had it. I just wanted to hear you say it.
Amy
Bert
Square.
Kreischer Machine Story.
Machine Story.
So it's one of the top
how
ones.
long's that?
Good question. It's 13 minutes.
13, yeah.
Go and watch it.
We can't wait for 13, but I guarantee it is a hilarious 13 minutes. If you do it, because that's a story that just goes on and on and on and gets funnier.
It gets worse and worse.
And you go, this can't be a real story. But then he's talked about that joke, and that's the joke he's known for. And he says that every single comedy show he does that bit, because he's known as he's known as the Machine.
The Machine.
And everyone wants to hear the Machine story. And it's a bit like an artist having a song that they're really well known for.
Yeah.
Like
Chesney Hawks. I've got some new stuff, everyone. No.
Play what we want.
Play one and only.
Yeah, exactly. It's a bit like that.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm happy to do it. He entertains them.
It's a movie, apparently.
Did they make it into a movie?
They made it into a movie. It says the story was adapted in the 2023 action comedy film The Machine, starring Bert Kreischer and Mark Hamill. Luke Skywalker.
Wow.
Fair play.
I didn't know it was made into a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, he's literally that famous in America. Okay. The story is well known.
Right. I worry my expectations are too high now.
Oh, yeah.
I'm a bit worried.
You won't be disappointed.
Right.
I promise you won't be disappointed. Right. It is really good.
Well, one of my favourite ones, it's this guy on socials, and he just starts his stand-up routine. He goes, I don't support small businesses. And he tells this story, and he's like, do you know what bothers me, right? It says small businesses. So if you go into a big company like a McDonald's, right, and you need a shit, you can just walk in, have a shit, walk out. You can't do that in a small company. So I did it last week. So I walked into a small company, dropped trow, walked out, and they're like, you can't do that. This is a small family-run solicitors. Just little misdirections like that. I'm like, I'm here for that.
Yeah,
I'm here for that.
I like that.
But
he's also not wrong.
He's not wrong. No, he's not wrong. But I just think there's an art to it, isn't there? And I'd even just think like being a conversationalist and just being aware of
it's timing. A lot of jokes is how you tell them and the timing of when you say certain things.
Is there anyone you find really funny that like Amy doesn't?
Because Amy's come to a lot of the comedy shows with me. Like I've been to watch Jason Manford's one of my funny ones. I've always liked Jason Manford from one of his very first specials. He's a Manchester guy as well. Been to see him 2 or 3 times. One of my favourites is Ramesh Ranganathan. Been to see him. Who's the what's he called now? The Cockney guy with the long hair.
Mickey Flanagan.
Mickey Flanagan. We saw him at MEN. That was good. The only issue with MEN though, it's massive. So the jokes are kind of, but he's really funny because he's obviously gone from like, you know, he used to work on a fish store.
He did, yeah.
And then he is now like a multi-millionaire comedian. And he's really honest with his bits and his stand-up and his stories. And he was one of the funniest things was he goes, I'm so rich now, I'm just buying shit for the sake of it. Like I bought a leaf blower the other day. Not for the Leeds, for the £50 notes. And they're everywhere. They're all over the house. I can't get rid of them. Yeah. And just little things like that where he's just so honest about all the stuff that he's up to. It is interesting to see how the kind of material changes as comedians get more famous as well.
So I imagine they just get less and less grounded in the real world as well.
Like Mickey Flanagan as well. Like he's got the out. We're going. That's his thing, isn't it? Like he literally coined a UK phrase. Are you out? Are you out? That was all off the back of his one joke where he told where he went to like the pub, and then all of a sudden the kind of evening crew are coming in. Everyone knows the story, right? But that was just so iconic, and it captured something that everyone's been through, haven't they? Every single person has been that person in a pub, not going out. I'm just out for a drink, but I'm not out. And all of a sudden, you're in a nightclub and you're out.
Yeah, it's almost like that. I think like, if you're a comedian, it's like having a Peter Kay garlic bread, isn't it?
Garlic
no
bread,
one can say garlic bread anymore. We aren't saying it in a Bolton accent.
I know.
It's got to be done. It's got to be done.
Yeah.
But no.
Do you know what? That's one person I've gone off a little bit as I've got older. Peter Kay. Probably someone that Amy actually went to see him with her dad. I weren't that bothered.
Not bothered.
No. I liked him when he was young and fresh and different. But as I got older, I think I've liked more the drier sense of humour. Whereas he's quite bold and brash, isn't he? Bit too theatrical for me.
I tell you, I really like James Acaster.
Like Acaster.
He's chaotic.
Yeah, he's
just
good.
chaotic, and I'm like, I love that chaotic energy. But
who's the guy on 8 out of 10 Cats? The guy with the scraggly beard and like always plays like a bit of a dummy. But what's he called now? He's trying to find his name.
I don't think it's who you're talking about. But Sean Locke, by the way,
Locke
is one of the.
He hilarious.
Have you ever seen the Rachel Riley thing where he's wearing I think Rachel Riley puts on this like Norse helmet with like horns and stuff like that and things. I think she's heavily pregnant.
Right.
And it pans over to Sean Locke. And just out of nowhere he goes, "It's a tricky wank." It's just like, but just a horrendous like comments like that. And Sean Locke, he's a genius. And he's not weird anymore, Sean Locke, but like, I used to love watching it.
R.I.P. Sean Locke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find his name now. Out.
And for context as well, my wife hates comedians.
Does she?
She just doesn't.
She hates him.
Yeah. Like, I think Amy quite like shock comedy.
Joe Wilkinson.
Joe Wilkinson. Oh, yeah. He is very chaotic.
He's chaotic, but also, he's one that I weren't sure about when he first came out. Some comedians, I'm a bit sceptical of. And
very dry.
They kind of grow on me a little bit.
Yeah.
But Joe Wilkinson's one that's really grown on me.
Joe Wilkinson, I forgot about that. I think he was in Sex Education, Joe Wilkinson. Have you seen that? Have you seen Sex Education?
I've seen Sex Education.
Yeah. He was one of the. He's I think he's Maeve's neighbour.
Yeah, you're right. He is on the trailer park.
Yeah, in the trailer park.
Yeah, he is. You're right.
Yeah, he is.
I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right. He is.
That show is nuts, by the way.
Oh,
Sex Education.
Brilliant show.
Yeah.
Brilliant show. Yeah, really good. He won an Oscar, didn't he? He won something. The black guy is in it. The gay guy.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to think what his name is now. He's Doctor Who now.
He's Doctor Who. Yeah.
What a crazy career.
Even in that though, in Sex Education, I remember watching that and going, he's brilliant in him.
Yeah.
He's really, really good.
Just comedic timing. And
even hilarious, great actor, and just something special about him. I couldn't put my finger on what it was.
I used to have, this is a weird confession to make. So when I used to be a gaffer at Firehouse, we had a sink in staff room, and sometimes people just used to, like, they were in that much of a rush. They'd come in, and they just wouldn't wash their hands, or they wouldn't like. So somebody printed out a picture of him saying, "Wash your hands, you dirty pig."
That's right. Yeah. That was
just
a
made me
phrase.
chuckle every time.
Yeah, that was a phrase for ages, wasn't it? That line. Yeah. Amy kept saying that to me as well.
Yeah. Wash your hands, you dirty pig.
Yeah, basically. If I come out of the toilet and wash my hands.
What are you watching at the minute, Ryan? Is there anything on TV that you?
What am I watching? I'm not really watching a lot. I'm rewatching 1883.
Yep.
Do you know that one? We've seen that.
It's like the
prequel to Yellowstone.
Yeah.
That for me is one of my favourite series.
Have you not seen Yellowstone yet?
I've watched the first series and not been that impressed.
It is slow.
Yeah.
First episode's 90 minutes.
I liked it, but it didn't grip me like 1883. 1883 gripped me because it's chaotic and wild. It's a different time. It's gritty, and people are like raping other people, and there's key characters that you really feel for, and key characters get killed as well. And it's a wild. You really get a sense of how barbaric that Wild West time was. Is
that the one with
America.
Harrison Ford, Helen Mirren? Have I made that up?
No, that's the one after.
Which one's that?
That's like
1890?
Like 1890s. Okay. That's like 1903.
1923.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, 1883 is like the older one that they do, and that's where they find the Yellowstone Ranch, and they find the kind of original grounds for that, and it's the mission to that place basically.
Fair.
But the Yellowstone, I mean, it's funny Yellowstone because the main family's like the Dutton family.
Yeah.
And the merch is actually selling really well. In fact, I'm going to give him a shout out. Joe Cross, I saw he went somewhere at the weekend and he was wearing like a camel's like style top. I was like, that's a cool stuff. Where's that from? And I zoomed in on it and it just had Dutton Yellowstone Ranch. I was like, he's got my name on his top. It's fascinating to kind of see how the merch and the series is all done so well.
I think it was like Nashville Comes to Sheffield, I think it were.
Was it?
Yeah, I think they had like a bit of a festival because I grew up on Western music. Like my mum, huge Dolly Parton fan,
big country
like Kenny
fan.
Rogers, and I just always switched off to it. It was just something my mum listened to, but it's coming back around now. Since Post Malone started doing it, I'm like,
The funny thing is, when you've listened to it as a kid, there's kind of party that quite likes it. Like I was the same with like Motown. My dad listened to like Motown, and as I got to like my early 20s, it went from being this really uncool thing to like, actually, I really quite like this now. It's quite good. Country music, I don't know where that came from. For me, I think it was, I really got into it when I started working at All Saints in Meadowhall, and there was a guy who used to work in the back there. He was the back guy. If you needed some clothes bringing out, you messaged him and he came straight out of it. He knew where everything was. Out of hundreds of pieces of clothing there, he was like the kind of the librarian who knows where every single book is. He was whizzing up and down, and he always used to play country music. So when you go in the back, he'd have like there was a band called the Zap Brown Band, and he got into it because he was out in Australia working on you can work in farms in Australia.
Yeah.
And he always used to listen to like country music out there. And so I'd do a few days where I'd help him for a day or so in the back, and he just got me really into this country music, and I just, proper loved it ever since that.
Into it.
Yeah. I think that's where my love of country music came from.
What's shocking me now as I'm getting older is like, I feel like I'm starting to pay attention to how music makes me feel. So as you know, we've moved house, we're having, quite a bit of DIY, tasks to hand. And my father-in-law, bless him, he's so handy. And he came to ours the other week, and he put a different radio channel on. I'm like, what's this? He's like, it's called 45 Radio.
Okay.
Have you heard of this?
No.
It's amazing. Like, it's really good. Like, I've just pulled up their website now, and their strapline, where is it? The home of good times and great music. And I think that their entire philosophy is, we don't want to play anything that makes someone like feel crap. Like, we want people to listen to this and feel upbeat. And it's very funky. It's very, you just get some bangers on.
Yeah.
But it's nothing like really modern. And I told Mark Pearson about it, and Mark's like, he's on it now. Mark's like, this is perfect. And just, I feel like I'm getting an education listening to it. So have you ever heard of Hall & Oates before?
Hall & Oates, no.
Hall & Oates, right. I'm going to read you out, Ryan.
Are they artists? Are they radio?
Yeah. So Hall & Oates, Daryl Hall and John Oates, right? Look at their mustaches. Look at that. This is Hall & Oates.
Are they from like they look 70s, 80s?
Yeah, and they have got, so like Out of Touch, Man Eater, they've got tons of songs that like, you hear now and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't know that was
those two.
That was those two.
Originally.
Yeah, and like loads of people sample this stuff.
Yeah. And Man Eater is in like Nelly Furtado?
No.
I might think
you're thinking a bit too modern, I think. Let me see if I can play this one. Can we play music?
No, we can't. By the way, no.
Can we?
Because especially when you put it on Spotify,
it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they've got like so many people I mean, if anyone's curious, Daryl Hall and John Oates, like they've got tons of stuff, and like, I don't know, I feel like I'm listening to originals of stuff. Yeah, I'll play it for you after. But
I can't be the only one who thought Nelly Furtado when he said Man Eater.
Yeah, but genuinely, you hear some tunes and you're like, is that them? Like, yeah.
It's like, what was I listening to the other day? It was like a P. Diddy song. P. Diddy sampled so many things over the years, hasn't he?
That name's banned.
It is banned, but he's sampled a lot of things, and it was an original. And all the P. Diddy songs that have been sampled, I just thought it was him, or he just got it from somewhere. And you'll hear like the original with like the original lines, and you're like, oh, so he actually took it from this. And like Changes by Tupac.
Yeah.
That was all based on another song. I can't remember what it's called now. But it was another song that they took that from. And the originals, I think, is as good as the two-pack one.
Have you heard his beef with Sting from the police, P. Diddy?
No.
Have you watched the Diddy documentary?
I have, yeah.
So Sting, who's I think he appeared on stage when what did Diddy release? I'll Be Missing You.
Right.
Now that sampled like the riff of Sting's song. I think it's of the same name, but he didn't ask permission. So Sting he just used it and released it. And he's like, well, I've released the song now. And he's like, well, you're gonna have to compensate me somehow. He says, what can I do? And he's like, $2,000 a day for the rest of my life.
Really? A day?
A day. So if you want to release this, $2,000 a day for the rest of my life. And he said, yeah.
So P. Diddy pays Sting.
So Sting gets 60K every day, every month for doing nothing.
Wow.
Just because P. Diddy couldn't be asked to ask for permission.
Crazy, that, isn't it?
Mad, isn't it?
It's crazy.
That's mad. I mean,
what kind of contract have you got to write up for that? The contract for that must have been extensive, because what happens with legalities if
I don't think P. Diddy's arsed about legalities, mate.
Yeah, let's be honest.
Alleged.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What's that over the year then? 12 times 60.
A lot.
Yeah, so that's
720K.
Yeah, 720K.
Yeah.
720K a year.
It's not bad that for someone being lazy and not asking permission.
It's mad, that, isn't it?
Yeah, it's nuts. I really got into.
Why $2,000 as well?
I don't know.
Why not $1,000? He's gone quite
Maybe
specific.
that's what he could push. Yeah,
maybe that's
what he could
gone
push.
Specific there, hasn't it?
And Amy and her dad went to go and see Whispers of. I think it's called Whispers of Fleetwood Mac, which is like a tribute band to Fleetwood Mac. Mate, Fleetwood Mac was sick.
Oh, Dreams, one of my favourite songs of all time.
I think I'm borderline obsessed with Stevie Nicks now.
Ah, yeah.
She would she's unbelievable.
Yeah, she was cool, wasn't she?
Yeah. But fair play.
We got well off topic, aren't we?
Yeah,
about everything, but
anything but fitness.
But there is no topic. That's the cool thing about these podcasts. We can just literally talk about anything.
If I can quickly bring it on to what I've been watching, because I'm gonna make it fitness related.
Okay.
Right. Man on Fire on Netflix.
Yeah, we got into this, but me and the missus, we weren't that impressed with it.
I'm into it.
Are you?
Yeah.
Go on,
It's finished now.
Right.
But
how many episodes are there?
7, I think.
7, okay.
Yeah,
that's
like
not too
hour
bad.
long. Yeah, hour long episodes. There's a lot of
the opener's quite good, isn't it? Because it opens and he's like getting attacked by some guys, and he has like PTSD from that. And he sleeps with a hood on, doesn't he?
It is good. And look, anyone who's brave enough to try and replicate Denzel.
Yeah,
you know what I mean,
is that
I'm
what
impressed.
it's based on?
There's a film, the Denzel Washington film.
I
called
know
Man
the
on
film.
Fire.
Oh, is it related to that? Is it?
It's not related to it. It's almost like a rehash. I think someone's watched that film and gone, this needs more.
Oh, really?
And I think they've just expanded it because they've got 7 hours of 7 hours of action basically off for a concept of a film, and like he's still called.
Because Man on Fire is about a corrupt cop, isn't it? Basically, he works in the hood.
Which I think it's very much inspired by that. But yeah, I mean,
but he seems quite legit. The guy in Man on Fire in the series, he seems like he works for like the underground.
Yeah, I mean, this is I really like. I don't know. Looking and thinking, right, what have you had to do to prepare for this role? And I just think main guy, like Yahya Abdul-Mateen, he's prepared for it so well. And he's just cool, man. Like, I've got more and more respect for actors as I'm getting older.
Some guys are just they elude or exude, should I say, coolness.
He's just cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just cool. And I just
all
think
blokes envy that, don't they?
Yeah. You just think,
why am I not that cool?
I mean, he's playing make-believe for a living. Do you know what I mean? It's like, get started with Harlow, mate. Just play make-believe all the time and never too late.
For my career or hers?
Your career? Have you never seen when Gerard Butler got started?
I think my acting career is long gone, mate.
What age was Gerard Butler? Gerard Butler, when he started acting. I'm sure it's quite late. Gerard Butler was, 25 to 27. No, that's not what I thought.
Yeah.
Samuel L. Jackson, I think he was quite late.
Samuel, are we going to go for him all?
Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, no, shit. And he's 40.
Was it not Morgan Freeman?
Oh, Morgan Freeman. That's it. Yeah, Morgan Freeman was very late. But Samuel L. Jackson, I'm sure used to be like...
Now you mentioned it, I think it was Morgan Freeman who like basically started when he's 50. He had like a 20-year career, but he's in his 70s now, isn't he? I think.
Fair play.
Yeah.
Fair play. Right, mate. That concludes my what have you been watching section. Mate, is there anything else that's on your mind? Anything you...
What have I been up to? Well, we've had a little bit of a chuckle about some of my recent purchases. Wetsuit being one of them. I've obviously got my triathlon coming up, and I mean, I feel like I need to keep everyone updated with what's going on with my fitness endeavours at the moment. But yeah, I'm really excited. That's in just under a month's time now. Did my first triathlon in Chester. I've had to get all the various bits. So I think bike's the most expensive bit for sure. Trying to get all that sorted, knowing what you need. It's an absolute minefield, but I do love deep diving on this stuff. And the more recent purchases have been like a wetsuit. So I've been doing a lot of swimming. Feel pretty good with that now. But swimming in an outdoor lake is very different to swimming in a pool. Temperature for one.
Yeah.
There is actually some laws around if you put on a triathlon event and the temperature is under 24 degrees, I think by law you have to have a wetsuit on.
Okay.
Or is it 16? I think it's something around...
What, as in like the air temperature?
I think if it's under 16 degrees, by law you have to have a wetsuit on. But I think if it's over 24, I think you're not allowed to wear one because you can overheat.
Oh, wow.
So some places in America do triathlons, in Texas, for example, the water might be actually really, really hot because it's been baking in the sun. Right. So you're not allowed to wear a wetsuit. But I think if it's 16 to 24, it's like discretionary. Yeah. But basically, all you need to know is all year round, any month of the year, every lake, stream, river in the UK is pretty much below 16 degrees.
You must wear
it. So you've got to essentially wear a wetsuit by law when you do them. So it was a non-negotiable that you can't compete if you don't have one. And then you've got the tri-suit. Have you heard of a tri-suit? You know what these are?
Is it when you've got to sort of strip down and then put it back on for the bike? Have I got that right?
So a tri-suit is like essentially like a one-piece t-shirt. Imagine like some lycra shorts and a lycra t-shirt all kind of combined in one big suit. And so you put it on like a normal pair of lycra shorts, and then you kind of lift it up over your arm, put your arms in, there's a big zip at the front that goes up. And you wear this underneath your wetsuit. So you put that on first, put your wetsuit on afterwards, you do your swim, take your wetsuit off, jump on the bike in your tri-suit, you're ready to go, helmet, shoes, do your kind of whatever it is, 40k. And then you take your helmet off, put your running shoes on, and you finish. I mean, I can't imagine what that tri-suit smells like after having done a swim, run, and bike in there. But yeah, it's just a really cool sport to be into. I'm loving it at the moment. Good. I really am.
But I can see it in you. You sort of like, you've come to life talking about it.
Yeah.
And I wasn't going to tell you this. I was going to try and like surprise you with this. But for context, I was going to block you on most things or mute you.
Mute me?
Yeah. Right. Just before your triathlon. Because I know you're doing a sprint triathlon local to where I am.
Rother Valley.
And have you seen these signs that people can do? Like the people who old signs up at marathons and like funny signs and stuff like that. Yeah. I was going to put out to the public, like, look, whatever the top comment says, I'm going to stand there with a sign for Ryan.
Okay.
But I may as well publicly announce it now. So if anyone, I'm going to put out a post, all right, and I highly encourage everyone to get on that. Flood the comments like with what you want that sign to say.
The most ridiculous sign ever.
And I will commit to standing there.
Will you?
Yeah. With the sign. I mean, funnier the better. The more awkward the better as well. And I will stand there.
Okay.
Bear in mind, I will be with my 5-year-old son, so no fallacies, please.
And people could go quite dark with that.
They could do, yeah.
And also not very PC.
There's a bit of me that's like, do I commit to doing the top comment or not?
And it's topped by what, most likes?
Yeah, most likes. So if someone puts something really funny and it starts getting like loads of likes.
I want to vote on it. I want to vote on it personally. Yeah.
What would you want it to say? What would make you chuckle halfway around or when things are getting tough and you glance up and you're like, oh, there's my...
I don't know, actually.
There's the mother of my children. There's Brad stood over there with that stupid sign.
It's a good question. You just don't know in the moment, do you? Like, I mean, you don't know where your humour's going to be at that point. You might be so in the depth of despair.
I think I'd want something to probably piss you off.
Yeah.
What would Goggins say?
Yeah. I mean, you could put an inspirational one, but it's a bit like everyone's sides say that. You need something that's a bit more just out there. There's got to be some funny ones that people have thought of.
Yeah, I don't want it to be too much of an in-joke. I want other people to see it and have a little chuckle as well.
I saw a good one, because obviously the marathon's been recently, the London Marathon. I saw one that said, if you pass out, I'll pause your Strava. I thought that was quite good.
Yeah, that's fair. Let me have a look here. Funny triathlon signs. Right, let's have a look. Got some funny ones. You're the slowest runner by far. Smile, remember you paid to do this.
Yeah, see that.
I've trained for months to hold this sign. Right, we can do better than that, everyone.
Yeah.
We can do better than that. Smile if you weed a little bit.
I feel like it's more, rather than making me laugh, it's more of like, how much can we embarrass Brad by standing there with his sign?
I'm just putting it out there. You've come this far, you may as well finish.
That's quite a good one. That'd probably make me chuckle as I'm going around. Like, right.
I've just found that
Probably
one that says, if I collapse, please put us my Garmin.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, I like that. Hurry up, my beer's getting warm. There you go. Right. When that post goes out, please flood the comments.
That'd be good. Yeah. I'd love to see that. I'm keen to know what that's
I'm keen to make it with Ted as well.
Yeah, get Ted
Yeah,
involved.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's,
Let's get him doing some colouring on there.
Fair.
But no, I mean, triathlon training going all well. I'm definitely eyeing up some of the more tougher versions of that, shall we say.
Fair.
I think I'd love to do what's called a 70.3 IronMan, which is essentially like a normal, like imagine a full length Ironman and then half it.
Yep.
So half the swim, half the bike, half the run. It's kind of a bit like a half marathon.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to say they're doing a marathon, but you do a half marathon in preparation. You do like a 70.3 Ironman, a half Ironman in preparation for a full one.
Hardcore.
Oh, it's unbelievably hardcore. I recently actually did my first 100-kilometre cycle, which definitely took it out of me. It was a ridiculous elevation gain on it. I definitely chose a route that wasn't good for your first one. But I got it done. And in the last 20k, when I was about 80k in, I remember thinking, oh my God, an Ironman is double this. Yeah. An Ironman, at 90k, an Ironman would have been double this cycle at 180k. It blows my mind right now, but I'm not sure, and I'm sure there's a lot of runners who listen to this who will kind of know what I mean when I say I remember running 5k and being like, oh my God, I can't imagine doing double that for a 10k. It blows my mind. And now I can blink and do a 10k. And you then go, well, oh my God, I can do a 10k. And a half marathon is double that. That's ridiculous. 21k for a half marathon. And that blew my mind. And then you just are able to do it. I mean, I did it for a fun on last Monday. You know what I mean?
Yeah, why not?
So it just, your goalpost change. So I think, it's ticking off the 100k cycle is a big thing. But as you go through the kind of years, my ultimate goal is to do this. And Amy's well on board with it. I've already mentioned it to her. I'd love to do one Ironman a year and just go to a different country every year and do an Ironman.
Fair.
And we just make a holiday out of it, basically.
Yeah,
so I go and do the Ironman, and then for the next 7 days to 14 days, we just go on like a bit of a holiday. I think that'd be great.
I think that sounds...
Because I do really struggle to sit down on holidays. I have to be active. I have to be doing something. Amy hates it.
That's like the polar opposite of...
Is it?
as in for you.
For sure. And Amy's like, well, if you do an Ironman at the start, the chances are you won't want to move for the next 7 days. I'm like, yeah, you're probably right.
Just tactical from Amy, just be like, let's front load your effort. And
basically. So I've said to her, like, if we can do an Ironman, that'll be the most ridiculously hard, taxing things. I'll put one of the most taxing things I'll ever do in my life. And the chances are I will need a whole week to recover. So I probably won't be moving that much. And if I can sit on a beach and do that, what better way to do it? Do you know what I mean?
Isn't it weird how that's somewhat normal coming out of your mouth right now?
What do you mean?
Just saying that, I just fancy doing an Ironman a year. Like,
yeah.
And I believe you'll do it. And I think it's somewhat not normalised, but I think it's more like less shocking, if you know what I mean. Like, I fully back that you can do it.
I need a big annual challenge. I do. I need something that's pushing me, every year. This year, I'm doing my first marathon. That's going to be a big challenge. I think the year after, it's like, right, can I go and do that Ironman? I think you need those things in life.
Definitely
and I say that, but not everyone does. Like, and some people are happy just doing what they. But you need to know yourself. I'm a very. I've got pent up energy all the time, so I need to go and release that. And having that goal I'm working towards is vital for me.
I've got a quote written down in one of my books, like one of my notepads, and it starts off. I think it's a varied life, or an eventful life, is a life well remembered. And I always think, like, if you're just getting stuck in the same thing all the time, and you're never challenging yourself, you're never pushing yourself, you're never going somewhere different, like, it's as simple as it sounds, like going for that hike with you and Luke at the weekend, like, I kept just looking up.
Yeah.
When I knew that the rocks weren't loose, you just have to, like, put your head up sometimes and look around.
Take it in and
just
go,
sort of absorb
wow,
it a bit.
This is cool. This is
and
cool.
I think the more different, varied things that you choose to do, like, I mean, them challenges, if you think about things too much, you'll rationalise your way out of it. Where sometimes you may as well go, does that scare me a bit? I should probably do that.
There was a lot of moments on that ridge where I was like, oh, this is actually quite scary now. I didn't want to really admit it. I did a little bit afterwards. I said to Luke, like, I got a bit wary up there. But there was a few moments when I was like, because you start overthinking the worst consequences, and I can't, in this moment, when I'm on a knife's edge and I need my wits about me, I can't let those feelings and thoughts circulate. I need to stay quite cool and calm here.
Well, I've got a confession to make.
Okay.
I weren't scared at all.
Were you not?
But I was more scared because I promised Amy I wouldn't do anything stupidly dangerous. So I thought,
okay.
Oh, he's got drone out. Oh, for God's sake, there's proof for this. That's what scared me more.
And now I've got my selfie stick out doing snaps every 5 minutes.
I sent Amy a picture and it's like, we're coming down from the ridge.
Yeah.
Like, it's a big drop.
Oh, yeah.
And I sent Amy that picture. It was the only picture that I sent her, and I'm sure she was like, oh, for God's sake. Like, don't do anything stupid. But yeah, I don't know, it's like a different way of thinking, just putting yourself through some challenges. Do you know what I mean? Just saying yes to stuff, like not overthinking, just being like, yeah, why not?
Yeah. I'm also, as well, as I get older, I'm very much, actually, it's funny, a quote just coming to my mind, one of my favourite quotes. It's by Mark Twain. Okay. And it says, most men die at 27. We just bury them at 72. And I love that because it's so true. Most men get to the late 20s and they go, right, settle down, just do my work, my career, settle into family. They're not really living. We're living, but we're not really living. And there's part of my brain that goes, this is the decade from 30 to 40. This is the decade where you know your body well. You're still phenomenally capable. Yeah, you get more niggles and we all joke about the post-30 stuff. You don't recover as quick, but wait till you get post-40. Wait till you get post-50. Then look at the recovery time from a 100k bike ride. You go and do what we did the weekend and do a 5.5 hour hike up a knife's edge, up Helvellyn. See how long that takes you to recover at 45 compared to 35. You know, that for me is the big difference. And I'm very, very aware of where I am in my life right now. I've got a finite amount of time to do things I want to do. And Ironman is one of those things. I've just got to go and do it now. Yeah. And I've got to get as many out now as I can. Yeah. Because I know it's going to
get more difficult,
when those golf clubs start becoming a bit more appealing. Paddle starts becoming a bit more appealing. No offence to you,
no
paddle
offence
lads.
taken. No offence taken.
There's a moment when maybe at a certain point later down the line, very late down the line, bowls starts becoming a bit more appealing. Right now, I can do a high rocks and get through it. I'm hoping I can do an Ironman and get through it. I just want to do it now while I've got that, because I think I'll get to 45, 55 and go, when I was really busy in my 30s and I had all that shit going on, why didn't I just make time for them? Why don't I just go and do it? That's my biggest worry in life, is having that regret of the physicality stuff. I've got loads of time I can work like a dog at 45, 55 if I really want to. I can still keep working. I work like that now, to be honest, but I'm trying to find time to fit all this other shit in physically, because I'm a very, very self-aware, this impending sense of I am not getting any younger. And it's hit me a lot, and it's got greater as I've hit post-30. I'm thinking about it a lot more.
The time pressure is huge, isn't it? They call it temporal motivation, where you think, well, I've got a deadline, and the deadline is when you can't do it anymore. And I've just sent you actually some quotes that I saw this morning, because I didn't know you were really into like the deep quotes. So I'd probably like to read out two for the listeners' sake. There's one here from a guy called Dostoevsky, if you've come across him before.
Yes, I know Dostoevsky. How do you say
Dostoevsky.
Dostoevsky, yeah, it rings a bell.
And it says, people have beautiful things to say about you, but you must die first.
Yeah.
And that for me is a huge motivator, because I've seen this quote years and years ago, and I thought, why wouldn't I say nice things to people? Because I think back to my uncle and his funeral that was just hilarious. And I'm like, I wish I'd have told him more that, like, you know what, you're brilliant, you. Like, and it does get you thinking that, you know, most people don't hear it enough. And there's another one from a guy called C.S. Lewis, which is, you don't have a soul. You are a soul. You have a body.
Say that one again.
So it's, you don't have a soul. You are a soul and you have a body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which
puts a real flip on the sense that this is just a physical thing. We're our personality. We're our soul. Yeah.
So it does get you thinking. That.
Yeah. I met up with a friend actually yesterday at the gym. He's been travelling around Southeast Asia for many months, since like since late January. So what's that, 4 months, something like that, 5 months. And he came back last week and we just had a real good catch up. And I said to him, I love our chats, and I've known him for a long time. We've always kind of come back to each other, no matter how long we've not kind of trained together or seen each other. We'll interact online, and we'll always have a bit of a meet up and a catch about what's been happening in life. And he's just one of those guys that I just really get on with. He's dead easy to chat to. And there's a lot of people I think about like that from my childhood, like when I was at high school or even primary school or uni. And in the moment, I didn't really realise how important they were or how much they shaped a lot of my thoughts and my feelings and gave me good times and made me feel happy and really just gave me great memories. And I said to him yesterday, I said this to him, this exact thing I'm saying to you. I said, I think you're one of those people who I'll look back on. And I said, I hope we stay in touch for many years to come. But I want you to know that I think in this moment right now, I think you're one of those guys that, you know, I love chatting to, I really get on with. And I thought, I'm glad I mentioned that. And I'm glad I said that in the moment. I'm glad I didn't wait until 30, 40 years down the line and go, oh yeah, Chris was, you know, he's one of those guys. Because I do think that it's really important that we say those things now. Yeah. Same way as what you said with your uncle. Like you wish you'd said a few more things to him and let him know a few more things about how influential he was and how much he probably shaped you a little bit as a young man. Say it now in the moment. Yeah. Say it now. What's stopping you saying it now?
I think that's what's hard, because I feel like when you get to a stage and you realise your childhood's over. Like I still saw myself as a kid when I was 25, when my dad was terminally ill, and then you sort of realise that I need to grow up now because people need me. People, you know, I need to support. And I think at that point, like I said everything I wanted to my dad, and that's quite a rare thing to do. And there's a little thought experiment that me and a contact of mine, Zach, because Zach's dad just literally dropped dead one day.
Wow.
Similar age to what mine was, just heart attack, just gone.
Jesus.
And there's times where I sort of wish my dad had that so he didn't have to suffer. But at the same time, he got more experiences. I got to say everything that I wanted to say. Yeah. He got to say everything that he wanted to say to us.
I guess you both see positives and negatives,
which is weird
in the way your dads went.
Yeah, which is weird. And I just, again, at risk of making this too like existential, I sort of look at Ted now and I'm like, how are you going to remember me? How are you going to remember me?
Do you know what the horrible thing is, mate?
He probably won't. Probably won't remember me right now.
If he died right now,
yeah,
he wouldn't.
Scary, isn't it?
It's gone quite emotional, actually.
Yeah. It is quite scary.
Thinking about like Harlow wouldn't even remember. If I died tomorrow, by the time she's my age, she'd have no memory of me, which is so horrible to think about. It's actually, it's got me emotional, that.
Which is why I think it's worth taking the pictures, it's worth taking the videos. Yeah. And that's why I always think I've got this rule, and this always does choke me up a little bit because it's a really conscious effort that I try and do. So if I see a mum out and about taking pictures of the family or taking videos, or like she's like kids are posing with dad and taking pictures, I'll always say, do you want one as a family? Because you look back at some family's pictures and mum's never there. She's there, but she's behind camera. And I'm like, no, like, I want to be that guy to say, like, I'm aware that mums are never in the pictures. Like, we went to a kid's birthday party of one of Ted's mates, and like the dad is brilliant, by the way, but he's so hands-on that like he was just so engrossed, and mum was taking snaps and stuff. And I'm like, look, like, Kaz, you get in. I'll take a picture of you. And she says, like, that doesn't happen very often. People don't like step back and say, let me take a picture of all of you.
It's nice.
Yeah.
And I find that, I mean, I'm sure you find that like 90% of the photos on my phone are either Harlow and Amy, or me and Harlow.
Yeah.
Very rare we have like a full snapshot together, unless it's a selfie or something. But it's not the same, is it? You kind of, you want something where you can step back from the camera and you get your full body in there, get all the environment around you.
Yeah. I'm going to encourage people now, actually, if you've not like backed up your photos before, like I'd seriously consider it. Like, there's a friend of mine who lost their phone, and they lost
memories,
8 years.
Memories
of the family's life.
Oh, I think I pay about £12 a month for like 2 terabytes on Apple, and it's I've got no issues spending that. I mean, the amount of videos and photos and things we've got on our phone for content and client videos and shit, we need it. But in that is all my memories of Harlow and everything we've been through. And I'm not sure if you know or your phone does this, but on my homes page, when I open my phone up, there's like a little picture window. It's like, it takes up like 4 spaces for an app. And every day it shows me like a photo from like my time.
Okay.
And it's so nice because every day you can change it on you. It's called, they call it widgets. You can change it on your widgets.
Yeah.
So you can do it on your phone where like you can pull up like a photo and it'll put it in that little widget and it'll be a random one. And it's so nice. And when you click on it, it'll open photos, like random photos, and you can flick through just photos from the last. I mean, I've got 11 years of photos on my phone.
I'm going to show you something actually.
So it pulls up things from the cloud and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm going to show you this actually. So obviously I'll not show the camera because I was keen to take like Ted's face out of stuff. But I've got a moving screensaver. So if I tap it, it brings up like a different picture.
Oh, that's nice.
And
that's how you done that. That's cool.
I can't remember how I did it.
Who's that?
But like, that's Ted. You'll see him. Yeah, that's what I mean. Because looking back and seeing him like when he was teeny tiny.
That was him as a baby.
Yeah.
Whoa.
But you see now like our wedding day. Do you know what I mean?
That
like,
never even looks.
And it's a weird one.
Photos you've chosen, or
yeah. These are photos I've chosen
cool.
to basically like pull him up. Like his first day at school.
Wow.
You know, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you can see him, his eyes. Bless her. She's tearing up there.
Is she emotional?
So it's nice to like look and. I don't know. If things get
really
tough.
Nice. That's basically exactly mine. But I don't choose the photos. It throws those photos up randomly.
Fair. It's just you ripping 200 off at ground.
But yeah, some of them are like me training and whatever.
Fair.
But a lot of them are like but they also, it chooses like the random ones because they're the ones that you really liked in the moment. But sometimes it'll show me.
Favorite.
Yeah, that's a cool one. In the pool, holding one arm.
Yeah. So it's,
A 1-arm overhead press.
yeah. I'm going to see how long I can do that with him for. Just like in the pool.
Yeah.
Single arm.
But yeah, it's great to kind of throw out the ones that you wouldn't always have appreciated at the time, but when it shows them you back, you realise how precious that was. It could be like one of me and her on the sofa when we were ill or something and we were just snuggling. And I remember what we were watching, I remember like what we were talking about. I love those ones. Like
I always think this, right? So I watched a video on Fern the other day, and it was the one where the Aldi CEO got kidnapped.
Oh yeah.
And they asked him like 3 questions to prove it was the real him. First question he asked, he got it wrong. So his wife had like prepared a question to be like, ask him this, he'll know.
Just a bit of context for the audience that Fern is the YouTube channel where it shows you like lots of different historical stories and explains why things the way they are. Yeah. And there was a really famous story of the Aldi CEO, one of the original founders, got kidnapped in Germany by 2 heisters, basically.
Just 2 Jack the lads, weren't they?
They were business owners but wanting to make a quick buck off him. And
when they came to do the ransom exchange, they were like, well, how do we know that this is our family member?
That's right.
So his wife wrote down 3 questions and be like, if it's him, he'll get all these right. Yeah. He got first one wrong.
What was it, about a wardrobe or something?
Yeah. They were like, what are our new wardrobes made out of? And apparently he's like, oh shit. And it gets me thinking, what would your questions be to Amy that like only Amy
That's
would know?
Hilarious.
And I thought this, I'm like, what questions would I ask that only Amy would know?
I know the first one. The first one will be, what's the code to the back gate?
Okay. Is that euphemism?
Oh, brilliant.
Sorry.
That's fantastic. That was very quick. That was quick, that, mate. I like that.
There is comedian chat
to
earlier. Sorry.
Confirm for the audience, there is no code for that back gate. That gate is locked, sealed. It's welded shut. That one, mate. The actual garden gate, shall we say?
Okay. That's better.
How do I come back from that? And then maybe like the code, that the alarm code for the front door. Actually, know those 2 straight off. And then what else would it be? I mean, what would yours be for yours?
What time was Ted born? Because I know you could probably get that from records, but like if I asked it, Amy would know.
Off the top of my head, I'd have no idea.
Yeah.
I mean, to the minute.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, me and Amy sometimes go back and forth on actually how much she weighed. It was either 7 stone 3 or 7 stone 4 or something like that. I can't remember.
What does one be? Where's Brad's mole?
Where's Brad's mole? Oh,
Yeah.
where is Brad's mole?
Yeah, I think you'd know that.
Okay.
What would one be? Just something that would make her laugh. It's like, I don't know. What did Brad do on your first holiday together?
Okay.
That made you laugh?
Mm.
Yeah. And like, no one else in the world would know that.
Okay.
But it's like such like an iconic thing that he's like, yeah, okay, I've got that.
Yeah. I love how a lot of them are sexual because they are, aren't they? They're the things that only you two would ever know and have experienced.
No, it's just that. Yeah, I don't know. It gets me thinking like them sort of bonds, and you're like, no one else would know that about me actually. Yeah, no, 0 people would know that about me apart from this one person in the world.
I can't stop laughing about your backdoor comment, right? I'm gonna be chuckling all day about that.
Sorry, mate. You just teed it up too well.
yeah. Yeah, it's funny because I think one of the things I wanted to talk about was, I mean, again, it's a controversial topic. I mean, like, and it was a conversation we had yesterday with Chris at the gym. It was about like parenting styles and good parenting. And something that I really wanted to mention on the podcast was like little wins that you have with your kids when it comes to parenting. And you really feel like, we're doing, because you can, as a parent, you can sometimes feel like, I'm not doing the best. Yeah. What could I be doing better? Am I being the best parent to this kid I can be? And that's a question that I constantly ask myself. And I don't always ask it myself in the moment. It's like a reflection thing when I'm sat in my office sometimes. I'm like, I'll ruminate on a situation that I had with Harlow and how I handled it. I'm sure you might be the same with situations with Ted. Like, could I have done better there? Could I have been more on it with that? And something that's happened recently with Harlow is she's got into this habit, as a lot of kids do at certain ages, where they don't really know how to control their emotions when it comes to anger. And there was a moment where we brought her one of these extortionately like priced magazines, and they come with like toys on there, and it's a Moana one or whatever. And there's this princess one that we got her. Inside it was like a little phone, and it had all the princesses on, and she can pretend call the princesses. It's like, hello Rapunzel, and she's like got it to her ear. And I kind of grabbed it, and I was like pressing the buttons and doing it. And she grabbed this phone off and went, no, only I can call the princesses. And she proper screamed. And I looked at her, and I took the phone off her, and I looked at her and said, that is not how we interact in this household. And I said, what do you say, first of all? And she goes, sorry. And I said, if you want it back, what do you say? And she mumbled a little bit. I said, what do you say? She goes, please can I have it back? I went, yes. And then there was a few more occasions where she had exactly the same response. And there was a situation where I got an apple and I'd jokingly taken it off her, and I was about to bite it, and she screamed in my face and went, no, it's my apple. And I was like, excuse me, what do we say? If you want the apple back, please can I have the apple back? And we've been back and forth like this for I've got probably a good month or so now, where she just, my biggest fear is the fact that she's doing this at nursery. So she's going into nursery, and some other kid wants a toy, and she's shouting at them, and she's screaming. I don't ever want my kid to be that kid, like the spoiled brat in the class. And it was really a spoiled brat response. I mean, she's only 3, but she's still learning, but I need to nip this in the bud. So I've been really reinforcing, if you want something, you say, please can I have it back? And that's how you get your way. And if you might never get it back, that's okay. But you do it in a way that's like respectful to the people. And there was a moment, I can't remember what it was over, but something happened and she wanted it, and she went, please can I have that back? And I went, absolutely, there you go. And there's a bit of me as a dad inside that went, oh, that was so nice. That was so good. I love that. Was one of my favourite moments so far, where I'd seen something was so wrong in her behaviour, and I'd taken the time out and I'd gone, this needs addressing. And look, we know we're not by any stretch of the imagination model parents. There's loads of things we can do better on. But it was one thing where I thought, I'm just going to spend a bit of time on this and try and really address it. And it is so easy in the moment to go, well, she's young, like she might react like that a little bit. But she would keep reacting like that into her teenage years, into her 20s. And suddenly you've created this monster who thinks they are entitled to every fucking thing that ever comes their way. I've nipped it in the... I'm hoping... This is an ongoing case study, right? I'm hoping at 3 years old, we've nipped something in the bud where she understands that's not how you react when you don't get your own way. And I just thought, I wish we all did that more. Like, even myself included, we just took the time out of our day to really address these issues that our kids have got and just be better parents. I think, like I said, we're not perfect. There's loads of things that we still need to address, and we need to spend more time on with her. But I think that's why good parenting is really rare nowadays, because it takes time. It takes effort out your day. And it's a chain reaction of things. So number one, it starts with knowing that your kid is doing bad things. Number two, it's the awareness for you to sense those things. Number 3, it's understanding how to solve it. And number 4, which is the hardest thing, is implementing change.
Yeah.
If you can go through those 4 steps, you're going to hopefully solve a lot of issues with your kids. I really think that, it's not something that it's nice to do. In a world where things are so fast and moving really quickly, it's difficult to take time out of your day and just teach your child a lesson. It's easier to go, come on, that's not what we do. Just, be better. No, take the time to sit down with them.
I think it's unfortunate that it's not the done thing. Like, we've got this thing with Ted where we say, you're going to be in more trouble if you lie about it or cover it up than actually doing the thing. Yeah. So if he's broken something, he tries to hide it, he's in more trouble. Yeah. I'm like, if you come to me and say, Daddy, I've broke this, I'm like, I might be a bit annoyed, but the fact that you've come up and fronted up and gone, that's my mistake. Yeah. That's a massive thing. And Teddy, he's like a wrecking ball. He's very boisterous, just, as you'd expect a 5-year-old, into all the boy stuff, and just...
I think that's a really important lesson as well. I think that's in the same category for me as being like, how do you react to things when they're not going your way? I think that honesty with stuff like that is such a good lesson to instill, because that's an ethical, moral thing and lesson that he's hopefully going to implement in every part of his life.
One thing I love about Ted is that he loves hanging around with older kids. So like, if there's anyone at athletics, for example, 8, 9, 10 years old, he'll knock around with them because he knows he can learn stuff. But what I've said to him is, if you're with anyone who's the same age or a little bit younger than you, because he's a September baby, so he's one of the oldest in the year. And I'm like, people look up to you, Ted. I'm like, you need to like set the standard. And that's might sound like a lot of pressure to put on a 5-year-old, but he's very strong. He's very clever. He's very like strong-willed. So I'm like, well, you need to, try and forge this world around you because you have the capability to. And I was really proud of him actually at athletics last week, where we've got into this habit of bringing sweets for kids, all right, to sort of give them that little bit of a boost, keep them motivated. And I brought some other week, and we had quite a few sweets left. And I said, right, Ted, like, what do you want to do with the rest of these sweets? And I thought he were going to say, let's take them home. And he went, I'm going to see if anyone wants them. So he's got this bag, and he's going around all kids at athletics. But before he actually offers it them, he looks at the parents. And he goes, can such and such have a sweet, please? And he's approaching the parents because he knows that, like, some parents might be a bit sniffy about it, or worse, it could be diabetic.
I wonder if he's seen you do that as well, maybe when you've been offering sweets out, like you've gone to the parents and he's got copied behaviour.
And then my favourite bit is he gave some to his coaches.
Oh, that's cool.
Which I didn't expect. He just ran up to 2 coaches, he's like, there you go, got a sweet for you. And coaches were buzzing. They were really, really happy because that must not happen to them very often. Yeah.
As a coach, I'd be going, get out of here, you brown nose.
Yeah. And then, just one last bit of Ted loving before I hand back over. But we've got this thing where if ever I buy Amy flowers, all right, I'm going to go full soppy now. It's never for a reason. It's always just random. And I call it the Beth Dutton philosophy.
Beth Dutton?
The Beth Dutton philosophy.
Is this from Yellowstone?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Beth Dutton's got this philosophy, which is, why should you buy a woman flowers, Ryan?
Well, traditionally you buy a woman flowers when you've done something wrong or it's a special occasion.
The Beth Dutton approach is for no reason. So if I ask Ted, when do we buy mummy flowers? And he goes, for no reason.
Okay.
Just do it randomly.
Why is that her method?
I think she's trying to teach this young lad a bit of a lesson. And he's done something wrong. He brings her some flowers and she just throws them. She's like, that's the first thing you need to know about women. We want flowers for no reason, not as an apology.
It's interesting.
And I've sort of latched onto that, and and Amy loves it. Ted just sort of rocks up some days. He's got some flowers, and just completely unprompted now, by the way. But Teddy just compliments her out of nowhere, and I'm really proud of that. We'll be like, "Mummy, you look lovely. You look gorgeous, Mummy."
That's nice.
And it's really sweet actually, because it's not.
That goes such a long way. Mums love that, don't they? When the son, even at a young age.
And he'll tell you if he thinks you look stupid as well.
Yeah.
Which is quite dangerous. Yeah. But that's just his opinion,
Speaks his mind.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. He's not afraid to speak his mind either.
No, he's not, which has got him in some trouble recently.
There's pros and cons encouraging that rule.
There is, but that's what we have kids for, isn't it?
Yeah.
Independence. So
they're teaching us, and we're hopefully teaching them a few things as well.
Seems like a nice place to round up, mate.
It does, yeah. Anything else that you want to add on to this episode?
No, I think it's just to pick up on what you said about making the hard choice sometimes, whether it's in your own fitness efforts, whether it's in your own parenting. Like, saw a quote of the week, which were, if you don't effectively parent your kids now, you're going to have to parent your grandkids. And if you think about what it is being a grandparent, you should get all the best bits.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to parent your grandkids.
That's a fascinating philosophy, isn't it?
And I found that
at some
interesting.
point, that kid is going to need other parents around them, and you're going to be involved in that pool of parents trying to influence that kid, and you hope that you've instilled such good ethics, morals in your kids that they then get passed down.
You can enjoy it best to your grandkids.
Yeah. Good way to end. As always, guys, if you are enjoying the episodes, give us a subscribe, give us a like, give us a share, maybe even a review. We love those. We love seeing those come through as well and reading through those. It massively helps out the show. We want to, hit more people this year and grow our little podcast. So, thank you in advance. We'll see you on the next one.
See you soon.
Cheers, Mel.
Cheers, balls.
Awesome.